Hello, everybody. I am the official urban therapist. Today, I want to talk to y'all today about my reasons why I disagree with the love language. Now, many of you already know about the love language. Just to give you a brief overview about the book, the five love language. The author name is Dr. Gary Chapman. He's actually the senior pastor of this a church in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. The church is called Calvary Baptist Church. Now, pretty much his reasons for creating this book is that he wanted to try to in other words increase the marriage rate. He wanted to have some type of tangible thing that would help people who are in relationships or who want to be in relationships and want to be married into how to preserve and sustain a marriage. So he created this system or this book called The Five Love Languages. Okay. Now, so of course, y'all know about the five love languages, but I'm still reading to you anyway. The five love languages: this Miss words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, at the service, and physical touch. All right. So now the reason why I don't agree with the five love language book from a therapist point of view is because for the simple fact that throughout my rants I always talk about having an entitlement relationship. Well, when one utilizes these five love languages, what happens is that it gives one the sense of entitlement. Now, what do I mean by entitlement? Since I talk about this a lot, what I mean by entitlement is that it gives one the mentality that they're entitled to these certain things, like they're entitled to receiving words of affirmation, or they're entitled to see quality time, or they're entitled to receive gifts, or they're entitled to receive on the active services, or entitled to receive physical touch. Okay. Now, also throughout my rants, when I talk about being in an entitlement relationship, I always talk about self-love or self-help as well. You know what I'm saying? I believe that the number one thing that one can do in order to improve their relationship with each other is first they have to improve their relationship with their self first. All right, which is self-love. Now, I know Dr. Chapman, I know that he's the one senior pastor, so his belief is going to be in Christianity, and I know Christianity teaching talks a lot about self-sacrifice or self-giving. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I also agree with that as well. But at the same time, before you get to that point of being, be sacrificial to yourself, you first have to identify yourself first. Now, how do you identify yourself first? Is that first of all, you have to understand who you are as an individual. All right. Now, you have to understand who you are as an individual and who you are as a person. All right. There's this thing that people always say is that how can you love someone when you don't even love yourself? Let me say that again. How can you love someone when you don't love yourself? So first of all, it's important for one to first deal with themselves first. You know what I'm saying? Deal with building themselves up first. There are a lot of things that people have been taught while they've been growing up, on a lot of traditions, on a lot of upbringings that they deal with, a lot of different worldviews that they have encountered through their upbringing. You know what I'm saying? And they have been programmed to these certain upbringings and stuff too, where these upbringings is not necessarily their own thoughts or action, but it's the action that was put forth to you by other people. Now, these other people that can include, your parents, whether if you was in a dual household, that's with a father and a mother, or you in a single parent household. You know what I'm saying? Where it's that's a father, or either that's a mother. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe using a household where you're experiencing either divorce, separation, or one of your parents pass away. Them type of household. Or you may be in a dysfunctional type of household too, where you're experiencing either your father being abusive to your mother, or your mother being abusive to your father, or probably both. You know what I'm saying? Or you may be in a household where you really haven't experienced the type of love that you deserve when you was little at all and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You may not have experienced that type of love too. And so therefore, due to the conditions that you was living in and stuff that you was bringing up in, you figured that this is a form of love, wherever it is. You know, say whether it was a abusive relationship, lack of love from your parents, or wherever guardian or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So all these different things is dealing with one's upbringing. That when they become an adult, they be so programmed to this, and they be thinking that this is the way of life. Now, as a therapist, I wanted to let y'all know that that necessarily is not your way of life. You know what I'm saying? That is not how things are supposed to be with you at all. You know what I'm saying? I definitely encourage each and every one of you to actually do a real evaluation of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Figure out everything that you need to deal with in life. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's wherever you learn through your parents, wherever, if it's like even education, wherever it is you learn, even religion or whatever type of thing that you learn, I challenge you to go and reevaluate yourself on that and figure out the reason why it is what it is with you, and why the reason why you think the way you think. You know what I'm saying? And so when you do that, I guarantee that you'll discover a lot of things, that how the way you perceive things and how you think and how you respond to certain things. I guarantee that them things cause different type of dysfunctional in a relationship. Then what it also does cause what people call baggage into your relationship as well. So you got all these different things that you done learn, and then you end up having this baggage in your relationship and stuff, okay? And so now you're bringing this baggage into a whole nother relationship. Bearing in mind that the person that you're trying to be with also have this certain type of upbringing too. So they're bringing certain baggage to relationship too, instead of actually dealing with themselves beforehand. So, well, when I'm talking about being entitled and stuff, this is the very thing that I'm talking about. All these things that you learn, that you've been programmed to learn, you figure that this is what you deserve to have, okay? The reality is that the whole reality is that person that you're with, whether it's your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or your husband or wife, or significant other, whatever, you have to come to the understanding that they're not entitled to giving you anything. You know what I'm saying? And this comes to the point where I disagree with the 5 love language, because the 5 love language, what it does, like I say, it gives you a sense of entitlement that this person have to do this. If this person don't perform these certain acts for you, then there's going to be an issue and there's going to be a problem. But in reality, the underlying issue is not really the person, but it's actually dealing with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because these certain things that you deal with, these certain things that you have to deal with your personal self. You have to build yourself up to a point of loving unconditionally. You know what I'm saying? Where these things that Dr. Chapman is mentioning about, where these things won't evolve into entitlement, but it'll evolve into something that's naturally done. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me give you an example. Like, if you have children, right? Many children, even though they mimic their parents and stuff, many children, they automatically love their parent because it does in them to do that. They do certain things for their parents because it's just in them to do it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they have certain learned behavior as they begin to developing more. They develop some certain type of learned behavior. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not talking about that. You know what I'm saying? But however, there are certain things that they just automatically do. Like, say, for example, your child just probably run up to you and say, "Hey, I love you," and want to, be up under you and want to hug you, and you know what I'm saying, and do all this, want to show you affection, not because that you telling that child to do that, but it's because it doesn't in them to do it, that they want to do it, that they want to express that. You know what I'm saying? Even like same thing with a child. Like say for example, I have children and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like there'll be times where my daughters, they'll just want to do something for me. I don't even ask them to do it. They just do it. Like sometimes they'll draw a drawing and stuff like, hey, daddy, I drew this drawing for you and stuff. And I just want to give it to you and stuff because I just appreciate you and I love you and stuff. Not expecting nothing in return or anything. They just do it because they love me. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things like that. You know what I'm saying? Likewise, that's how it should be when we're grown adults as well. You know what I'm saying? When we do certain things for our significant other, it should be a natural, it should be organic. It shouldn't be something forced. It should be something based on rules or regulation or based on the entitlement as well. You know what I'm saying? It's something that should flow naturally. It's something that you just want to do because it's just naturally in you to want to do it. You know what I'm saying? That even if that person doesn't do it to you back, in that particular moment in time, it doesn't bother you because you're so self-sufficient, self-sustaining yourself. You know what I'm saying? That it don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Now, also, I'm not also saying that you should allow a person to do things that are abusive to you. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're in that type of situation, that type of relationship where you're trying to do things to don't say preserve your relationship, but that person is not returning it, and you could just feel the energy that person just don't want to do it, then that type of relationship, you have to reevaluate that, okay? You have to reevaluate that relationship and do your due diligence on seeing if that relationship is going to be a good fit for you and for your legacy as well, all right? So once again, going back to the 5 love language things, that's one of the main reasons why I disagree with the 5 love language from this particular point of view, is because if one don't deal with they self first, deal with they self-love they self first, then what they're going to do, they're going to utilize this 5 love language techniques where it be more of an entitlement type of thing, you know what I'm saying, where they're going to force this person to have to do this, you know what I'm saying. I remember one point in time when I was out there dating. I remember one point in time a young lady, and we was just meeting. We just met somewhere, and I don't even know her, but I met up with her, at one place, at a shop or whatever stuff, and we just getting to know each other. The very first thing that she asked about was my love language and stuff, and so I was looking puzzled at her. I like, well, my love language. I was like, well, why are you asking about my love language? You know what I'm saying? Especially when you really don't know me. You know what I'm saying? And so she would proceed to tell me that her pastor at the church was teaching her about the 5 love languages. So he usually utilized that within their secret ministry, and he was encouraging one to utilize the 5 love language as well when they're meeting people. So I had to tell the young lady, I like, well, you know what I'm saying, I not have to disagree with that for the simple fact, first of all, you're just getting to know me, you know what I'm saying? So of course you're really not gonna know what my type of love language is. I could just say something and stuff, you know what I'm saying, and you just agree with it, you know what I'm saying, but it's not going to be authentic because it seems like it's more of a interview versus you really trying to want to get to know me, you know what I'm saying. Then furthermore, you know what I'm saying, I feel that any type of expression of love, I feel that it needs to be more organic, you know what I'm saying, where it's something that it's naturally done, you know what I'm saying. Like say for example, I'm doing something for her, or I pay for her a meal or whatever, stuff like that. There's something that I naturally would do versus trying to be within the rules of the 5 love language thing to try to prove that I have this type of 5 love language things that she learned from her church or whatever, you know what I'm saying. So so in that regard, like I could, one other thing too is about this is that now I can agree with the 5 love language rules if it was used correctly in the way that it needs to be used, like what I was saying earlier about it being organic without it having assisted entitlement. let's say for the same example that person do know who they are. They are, you know what I'm saying, loving themselves. They discover who they are. They don't went through their due diligence or figure out certain things that they had in their past or certain baggage and stuff. And they dealt with that and stuff. And since they dealt with it, now they're ready to, pursue into, you know what I'm saying, an actual relationship with another person. You know what I'm saying? Now, if that be the case and that person did that, then yeah, I'll actually agree with the 5 love language technique and stuff where just like I say, it's not a type of rude type of thing, but it's more organic. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to tell that person that, hey, I'm doing this type of 5 love language today, or I'm doing this other type of 5 love today, or you asking that person, hey, what love language you want me to do for you today? Where you don't have to ask, it should be something there that is naturally done. All right. So this is all I have time for this particular rant. I hope y'all got a lot out of this particular rant. And once again, you know what I'm saying? I just hope and just pray that with anything that you do, if you're trying to pursue a relationship or even if you're in a relationship, I always encourage people to first evaluate yourself. You know what I'm saying? Evaluate yourself. Evaluate your past, where everything that you learned in your past, evaluate that and see if this thing is still a great fit for who you are now as far as identifying who you are. You know what I'm saying? If not, if it's causing, disruption, if it's causing negative baggage and stuff like that, then you need to work on that. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, like I always y'all fight fate with faith, and I'll see y'all the next time.